Well, my jacket makes a lot of noise. Is that okay? Or is that gonna be like, yeah? Okay, cool. Are you gonna put this in the little?
Yep.
Oh, bastards! My name is Begoña Toledo, also known as Boxhead, and I'm an artist. We are in my house in London. I live in this converted warehouse where I have my studio as well. So I do all my work and life from here. I never leave the house. It's always here. My style of art, it's very geometrical and it's a bit illustrative as well. I'm changing my style right now, but I always tend to tell stories through my paintings, and they always quite emotionally focused. But yeah, I think in terms of graphical style, it's definitely very geometric, clean lines, block colors, flatness. So I started, I think as many artists, I started drawing when I was very little, obviously, and then I went to do fine arts in Barcelona. And then during my university years, I stopped painting for like 3 years maybe, and I was more focused on doing like more conceptual art. And I was obsessed with the Situationists, which is where this group of French crazy performers that just wander around the city, and they wanted to find like alternative ways of living the city. So they were against urban, just the way the cities are programming you, to go from A to B, etc. So I was interested in that, and I was a bit mad. Then I went back to painting after a few years, and then suddenly I realized that street art was like the best way of kind of like fusing both of my interests, so the more painting and the urban spaces. So that's how Boxhead was born, I guess. So I literally came up with the idea of Boxhead before I was gonna fall asleep, and I just saw this girl running with a box on her head, and I left my bed quickly and I did a sketch, and then the day after I was putting stickers up, and then it all grew really fast, and I was doing murals, and then I started doing canvases, and here I am. The character itself came to me kind of like unconsciously or subconsciously, I guess. And then along the years, a lot of people always ask me like, so what? Why does she have a box on her head? And I think that's the most interesting thing about it, that people are really intrigued about it, and I find a lot of people that feel related with that feeling of being boxed, I guess. I know that definitely when I came up with the idea, I was going through a little bit of a rough patch. So, and I was, I felt I had to escape somehow. And I think I realized that no matter how far you go, you can never escape from certain things. So there's always, that part of yourself that nobody's ever gonna know. No matter how deeply you know one person, they're never gonna be inside your brain, and they're never gonna know how you really think, how you really feel. So for me, that's what Boxhead represents. And then other people want to think that it's like a society commentary, or like a consumist critique, all this stuff that I don't put it consciously in my work, but if I definitely allow them to think whatever they want, and there's a beauty of art as well. London for me, it's just been just the biggest array of possibilities since I started my career, because there's so many people from all over the world coming to London for different events, and you can just drink from so many sources, and it's got really healthy local scene as well. And is that there's, people are quite ambitious, and that drives me, to get farther, because I'm in London and there's so much going on. I'm always, I always have to push myself farther. So I think that's been really beneficial for my work. To be a woman in the street art scene is fine. It's just fine. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not, because I know a lot of girls that come from a graffiti background. And although I did graffiti when I was 15, 16, it was, it wasn't anything serious. And I know that a lot of girls have encountered quite a lot of sexism, and they go into fights with boys that believe that, the graffiti world is a male world. But in general, I think the street art world is just another part of the art world in general. I think there is a misrepresentation of females in the art world in general. But then there's also this thing going on right now where female artists, street artists, are getting a lot of attention for being female, which is fair enough, I think it's really good that sometimes somebody comes up and says, like, do you know what, there's all these females that you might not see that often, that they're wicked. But then there's the other side of the coin where you might get more attention because you're a female, and that's what I'm trying to stay away from. As a female, you're supposed to be, pro-feminism and all that stuff, and I'm a feminist, but I'm not. I don't think we should get more chances because we are female than we should get those chances because we are professional and we're doing a good job.
Say the people that be doing it, they keep it moving, kid. Focus on the roots of it, improvement is elusive. It's sort of like a Cupid kiss, a coupe and spliffs. I'll just keep on shooting, laying low and seem exclusive. Shit, I often shoot and miss. I'm hooping it. Am I confusing this? Am I losing this? Better trust I want a roof with you and two of the cutest kids. But dude, I got some dues to give from dudes who helped me do this gig. I also seen the view from it. I don't think you get that. I get back to the things I love and the moments you don't respect that. And I still ain't got my head back. I rest up, spit tracks, dress up.